What's going on, everyone? My name's Tenebris and today I'd like to bring you dudes a short video on the legacy of some of the features we'll be seeing in Dark Skies. To say this update is something special is a bit of an understatement. After 3 years since its launch, some things have been echoed by Generation Zero's community time and time again, and these are things that we're going to be seeing in this very update. So, we aren't going to be doing a whole massive iceberg video on this one today, but there's enough meat on the history of these features for us to get a good highlight on how this update's a prime example of the community-driven development that makes Generation Zero such a unique game for us all to experience throughout the years. First, let's look at dirt bikes. This feature has one of the longest running histories of any feature introduced into the game so far. An early piece of concept art showed that these dirt bikes are something the teams wanted to add to the game since way before the introduction of the cycle even. It all started out with this dirt bike concept art that I've had an impossible time tracking down the original source of, though we are looking all the way back to 2019 for when this first came up. A great picture that captured the future energy of what Generation Zero could become, all in one piece of conceptual art. Tactical and explosive, with radical energy and tension, fighting the machine menace taking over Sweden. I still love this art, and we are so close to capturing that energy here, my dudes. Dirt bikes will be by far one of the most radical things to rival the Reaper and experimental weapons, and it's just gonna be sick ripping around the farmlands. We then have a mega thread over on the forums, a case for vehicles. Over 500 posts on this thread alone, showing the community's huge want for more motorized vehicles. And it's rightly due. Seeing as it's mid-apocalypse instead of post, we get the chance to use things like fuel, electricity, and more to our advantage in the game. And heck, who knows, man? Maybe someday we'll be rolling out of APCs in Generation Zero's future. A case for vehicles started up back in 2019, showing just how far these community wishes go. And it was shortly into 2020, just around the introduction of crafting, that we saw the vehicle's description change in the tutorial tab, mentioning horns and unlocking additional vehicles. A spicy hint at the far future. We also have weapon skins coming to us in Dark Skies, one of the most recent announcements for the update. This one is a little more personal to me, as weapon skins are the feature I never knew I needed in Generation Zero. Adding personality and character or guns is a personal touch that actually vibes very well into the game and has the potential to become an incredibly rewarding feature over the long run. Skins have always been a divisive thing in the community, with requests for it reaching all the way back to launch. It's never been something that people have fully agreed on until a legendary community member by the name of Cipriano put up a mod for weapon skins, making it a reality and proving that skins could be a great addition, if done right. And that is exactly what the team has done here in Dark Skies. We're starting off with 6 skins, and I'm sure this is something we'll see expanded as we go along. But for a start, I can't wait to see you all be pleasantly surprised by skins the same way I was a year ago when I made my video pitching the idea for them to be added officially. It's kinda crazy to think that they're actually here now. Then the flying machine, and I know this is a general observation, but I've been around for all the years here, since before the game's launch even, and I remember after the Harvester's introduction back in frickin' 2018, that people were asking for a big flying machine. And I'm willing to bet over the years that a flying machine of the chunky variety has been one of the most consistently echoed machines in things like surveys and from streams. Heck, I even have an old video where I pitched out the idea of a huge Zeppelin type machine. But I think what we're winding up with here for the Soviet Firebird is something much cooler than what I had in mind. As our first proper flying enemy, this Firebird will bring a new level to combat, quite literally. And I think it's got a huge chance to be one of the most challenging enemies we've seen so far. And then lastly, but totally not leastly, New Game Plus, my dudes. Man, again, we've wanted to see something like this since Generation Zero's inception, either separating our saves from one another, or letting us just refresh the map with a full-on New Game Plus. And it seems like we're getting both of those at the same time. With the game selection screen, we are finally moving from one individual save to 4 saves, each with 4 characters per save as we've always had. And it even sounds like there will be some sort of an answer to New Game Plus within this game selection screen. This is the one we have to learn about the most, I'd say, as we get into Dark Skies this week, but it will ultimately open the doors to so many things in Generation Zero's future. So, I guess what I'm saying here is, this update is answering some of Generation Zero's longest requested features, proving the team will achieve what we ask for, and really proving the "in a long enough time frame" motto we hear quite often. It's awesome to see, really. Usually we get things, I'd say, pretty rapidly, all things considered. But I think due to the time and investment into these long-awaited features, we're on the cusp of a really banging update here, my dudes, and I hope you're all ready for what's in store. But for now, let's just say GC Team, best team, Dark Skies friggin' hype, my dudes, and I can't wait to see y'all on launch day with a metric ton of content for the update. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace.